Hey guys, I'm taking one take here. It's either going to be good or bad. You're going to take it or leave it, and that's where I stand. But I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person today. I am at the Trust Conference in Washington, D.C., actually at Georgetown University, sponsored by Bob Kerrigan, and it is focused on empowering women and fighting slavery. Two very, very special topics to me as a woman and an individual who supports our supply and comply solutions today. But the topic I was going to talk about, and actually is my main passion in life, which is people come first. Before anything, people come first. And sometimes it happens that people come before yourself, which is kind of an oxymoron, because as you age, you're supposed to put yourself first, but people come first. And it's a choice to make others a priority. But the return that you get on the investment of others is beyond expectation. And I just turned 40, and a major part of my life, I would say, 95% of the activities I do are for others in this world, whether it's my job or my personal life. And it really wasn't always that way. I was a relatively selfish individual up until the point where I realized that people come first. And most of the time, it's not reciprocated. And that's okay. But that doesn't stop me, because people are my passion, and seeing people flourish and happy and feeling accepted really defines me as a person. So my name's Janelle Embry. At D&B today, I lead the Supply and Comply Solution Advisors. I've been here for a really, really long time, 15 years and counting. But my mantra is to help people find and be the best that they can be. I've had 12 teams here. That's a lot of teams in 15 years. I've led 148 people. That is an absolute privilege for me to make that type of an impact on 148 families. That's kids, wives, grandmothers, brothers, sisters, it doesn't matter, vacations. I actually have the privilege of impacting 148 families in 15 years. That's that's probably what I'm most proud of in my life, besides my children anyway. But, I would say my strength is helping people get to their potential, and I've learned over the 40 years that I've been alive actually what's the easiest way to get people to get to their potential. So I'm just going to break it down into a few short things. So, 1, be present. 2, listen and watch. 3, get on their level. 4, no outward judgment. Everyone's got a story. 5, there's many ways to skin a cat. And 6, recognize and pay it forward. Be present. I struggle with this as a human, as I'm sure you do yourself. I'm a single parent. I run a huge business here at D&B from a revenue perspective. I've got competing priorities galore. I'm in a new relationship. I've got parents that are needy. The list goes on and on and on and on. But I have to tell myself every single day to be present. Have to be present. I'm chanting it in my head, be present. It's a choice, especially with technology. It's a choice. In my one-on-ones with team members, I take time and I am 100% present. I write down things. They're always asking me, how do you remember this, that, or the next thing? Well, I really don't. There's the newsflash, everybody. I really don't. But when I write it down and I can look at it again, it's very helpful to me. My daughter Lucy gave me some feedback recently, and she said, Mom, I told you something and you weren't listening. And that hurt my feelings. And the reason why it hurt my feelings is because I really wasn't present. I was half listening. So, my number one suggestion to everyone, whatever the activity it is, just be present. If you can do that one thing, everything else changes. Second thing on my list was listen and watch. Silent activities, most evolved people are in tune with silent activities. I choose my seat in meetings intentionally, internally, externally, and even at the Easter table. Why? Well, because I want to meet specific people or I want to watch specific people. I'm called on by my team members to tell them what others in the room were doing or thinking or what their nonverbal skills said. It's borderline prognostication, but I really don't have that skill. It's just based on years and years of watching people. Be present and watch and listen. There's so much to be learned if you just watch and listen. Don't interrupt people. They hate it. Hate it. Let people finish what they're saying. They then in turn will listen to what you have to say and absorb every detail, verbal, nonverbal, what they're wearing, what they're drinking. All those details help you relate in the future to people so that you can personally help motivate or get someone to see it your way or be open to another idea. Next one was get on their level. My dad taught me it doesn't matter if it's the janitor or the CEO, everyone is equal. They put their pants on one leg at a time. Get on their level. If you know me, and I don't know who's in the room right now, but you will know that I talk to everybody. And the reason is because everybody's got a story and brings something to the table. I ask every waitress or waiter I have, what's your name? And it kind of jolts them. They're like, what? You're asking me my name? Most people don't ask me my name. And I do it because I want to be kind, and I want them to know that they're important. And acknowledging people goes a really long way. Nobody likes a bragger or an exaggerator. They love humble and kind people. If you listen and you get on their level, you can be kind and humble really, really easily. Next one was no outward judgment. I mean, let's face it, we're all judgers. There's judgment going on constantly. But, that's a personal activity for you. Everybody's got a story. You don't know what they're up against. And if you take the time to get to know people, you will find these stories are amazing. It's amazing when somebody actually opens up to you and tells you any personal tidbit about them, whether this is your personal life or your professional life. But if you don't judge and you are somebody that they know that they can trust, it is really powerful stuff. It gets people to naturally want to be near you and open up to you. And from there, you can make a huge difference in somebody's life. Next one I have is many ways to skin a cat. From 0 to 18, I thought there was only one way to skin a cat. That was my way. And that's not the right way, clearly. Now I take time. I ask questions. I say, what would you do in this situation? Or tell me what you've done. Frankly, just deploy listening skills, because my way is not the only way. Be open to others and the way that they do things. And then last but definitely not least, recognize and pay it forward. I had a team, somebody who's not on my team send me an IM this morning, and I was on the phone with my boss, and I was like, hey, I can't talk right now. It was like 8 o'clock this morning. I was like, I can't talk right now, but I'll ping you when I get off. There was no reason for her to reach out to me. I pinged her when I got off, and she said, I just wanted to say thank you. I know you had a one-on-one with my boss yesterday, and she mentioned to me this particular compliment that I had paid her to her boss, and it had trickled down. That goes a long way. Recognize people for what they bring to the table. When you pay it forward and you recognize somebody, they never forget it, and they'd run through a brick wall for you. If I could give you any advice at all, it's, let down your guard, open up your heart, be a very good listener, and people will follow. I have 40 years of being a leader in my personal life and my professional life, and at the core of it, it is being a good, humble, kind person. I know you've all got it. Thanks for listening.